What's going on, guys? My name's Spence,
And I'm Mitch.
and we're two brothers that really love King of the Hill. And today we're moving on towards the end of season 2. We've got a Cotton and Dale centric episode for you guys today, the final Shinsult.
And it's a Dale heavy episode, so Spence, I know this one is right up your alley. You cannot wait to tell us about Santa Ana.
I'm a big history guy. I love history of all types, of all across the world, all time periods pretty much. And I love the aspect that they're bringing this, like, for most people, very obscure Mexican, not just general, but he was actually the president of Mexico 11 separate times. So he lived in a very transitionary period of time. He actually overthrew, they wanted to like make emperor of Mexico and turn it into a monarchy, and the people didn't really want that. So he was instrumental in overthrowing them and became the on again, off again president of Mexico for quite some time.
President 11 times. That has to be some kind of a record.
Yeah, I think it must be. And I love this little intro here where we learn about Sandy Annie's leg.
The Illinois volunteer something.
Yeah, the Illinois Volunteer Infantry. The exact happened pretty much exactly they described in the episode here. His soldiers were taking a break, and at the time, actually, Texas used to be part of Mexico. And during this age of turmoil, the Mexican Revolution happened where they rebelled against Mexico. Then they were their own country for like 2 years, and then America came in and annexed them into the good old US of A. So that's where this whole fight comes from. But regardless, the Illinois infantry, they ambush him, they were eaten, and then in their bid to escape, they captured his leg. And unlike the story of this episode, the Illinois infantry took it up to Illinois, where it remains to this day.
Attack.
Look out! It's the Illinois Volunteer Infantry! Hop on, General!
I stole your fake leg.
And here's Cotton Hill, an absolute legendary infantryman.
Yep, and he's kicked Dee Dee out for the sin, the grievous sin of not wanting to knit something for his feet.
How could she?
I know, Jesus Christ, yeah. Just how far the world has fallen, asking him to put his socks on.
Oh, man, it's so much easier for Dee to just knit him something than for Cotton to put socks on. Does Dee Dee make an appearance in the first season of the new season?
I think she does. I don't want to say for sure, but I believe she does. I know Good Hank for sure is there. And even Junichiro, Hank's older brother, makes a very brief appearance as well. His his half Japanese older brother makes a very brief appearance. I can't wait for that episode. Holy smokes, I'm so stoked.
I know you
for the
can.
Japan.
I was just thinking that.
I'm super excited for that one. But back on track, this is a great episode as well, where we've learned that, not only has Cotton thrown out Dee Dee, so now he's coming to stay with the Hill family, but he's going to need to get his driver's license reinstated because it's expired. And
I'm only cracking out because I know where this goes.
Yeah. And Cotton is obviously not happy about Hank making the vague suggestion that maybe he shouldn't drive anymore.
Handle quite
It takes away the
true
plate.
life form.
Yeah, she handled that pretty well. And I must be used to that kind of shit from Cotton, because if someone started breaking plates in my house, I don't think my wife would be as calm.
I'm going to break topic for a moment, and I think that they did an absolutely fantastic job with Peggy in the season 14. I really like Peggy in season 14.
A little even more narcissistic and kind of weird than she used to be.
She is retired Peggy now, right? It feels like she earned the extra narcissist. It's great.
That's fair. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, we want to talk about our thoughts for season 14, and we'll probably do a separate episode outside of this to talk about it, because we've got lots to say, quite frankly.
So much so that we don't think we can put it all into one episode. I think we might need to do a couple of segments.
But back to this episode we're doing now. Hank gets the DMV guy to change the letters because apparently they haven't changed it since, since Eisenhower's president or something like that.
This is what?
Yeah, since the war. He has it memorized. But the guy's like, wow, I've never seen anybody get every single letter wrong before.
Cotton, of course, tells them to check again.
Yeah. because the first letter is SD, as in stupid dummy. I like this little quote here by Hank, where he's like, his dad's getting close to the end zone, and now he's got to start calling some of his plays, and I'm dreading that point.
I actually don't like that at all.
Oh, you don't like that? Okay. I think it's just
No.
a fun quote, but
Well, it brings me closer to our dad's end zone, and I don't like that.
yeah, I don't like thinking about it. Yeah, I definitely dread the point.
Unfortunately, it's an inevitable thing.
Yep. Time marches on and waits for none of us.
But for myself, I can't wait to die. That's going to be great.
No comment. We've got Dale here kissing Cotton's ass, and he is such a sycophant for Cotton. Basically, he is... Oh, and he drops the big hint, or the big secret, that Hank was the one who got the letters changed at the DMV, and Cotton keeps calling him a Benedict Arlen, which I think is hilarious.
Oh, there.
But yeah, Dale just keeps kissing Cotton's ass, and he basically says that he should be able to drive no matter what because he's a war hero. And you know what? It's, in one sense, it's hard to argue against that. That someone who gave so much for their country and gave so much of their life should be able to do whatever they want. But at some point, you got to think about everybody else's safety too.
At some point, I know it's like an incredibly hard area to judge. Where is the point?
Yeah, exactly. It's not an easy call to make. I think in Cotton's case, when he's driving all over the road, it's time.
The man did save the world.
He killed 50 men.
50 men.
We got Dale making the world's highest class forgery for Cotton. Highest class forgery license.
He's wearing the SAS beret and everything.
Yeah, he's got the beret on. I guess he feels like he's been promoted because Cotton's living with him now. So now that Cotton's got his forged license, he's going to go out of the town. He's got to run some errands. And it ends in disaster, where he ends up running over a parking meter.
And he hits on the police officer, and that never goes well.
Yeah, no, that's not going to go well, especially it's actually Spanker Bottom. And
Can you imagine Spank the bottom of police?
yeah, he's lucky he didn't get at least pepper sprayed or worse.
Your Billy Club or something.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I would definitely not see that going well with any police officer. He gets off extremely easy because she feels sympathy for him because she thinks that he's senile. And then this is another great line.
Now I'm letting your son take care of you. You have to promise to be a good boy. Do you recognize your son?
Yep, he's Benedict Darlin.
Yeah, now he managed to keep Cotton out of jail, but there's definitely no way he's driving again.
And all the Hanks out there.
Just waiting for him to get his stuff from Dale's house.
Yeah. I like to put myself in Hank's shoes in the situation. Your old man is going out and staying with your best buddy. Doesn't want to stay with you. He's going to stay with your best pal. What the heck, man?
That is a big dick move for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it would make you lay awake at night and question everything.
Yeah.
If the old man did something like that to me, that would cut me deep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We get a little flashback here about how Dee Dee and Cotton first met. And
Oh, this was great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dee Dee's obviously got some sort of, I don't know, like old man fetish. And Cotton's got a big butt
Gigantic
fetish.
can.
A magnified gigantic can. And that was, it was like a fairy tale.
I'd like to meet the man who could resist that.
But now the magic's gone. Cotton said my bottom was too small. Do you think it's too small?
Oh, no. Put that away. It's fine. It's very big.
You just met him. His name is Hank Hill.
I guess.
What the hell is Peggy wearing?
There's the hat.
It looks like she's wearing like a fucking garbage bag.
Oh, there's Dale and Cotton plotting their next maneuver.
Yeah, they are plotting, basically. Yeah, they're plotting something, and we're going to learn pretty quick what scheme they've got on the go. And it's a doozy, for sure. It's definitely one of my favorite Dale schemes.
Full of incredible strategists there.
Cotton is definitely, he's got a good strategic mind still. But yeah, Dale's pretty hit,
1944.
but he's pretty hit or miss, Dale. Sometimes he's a genius, and other times it's a complete and total disaster.
I'd like to think that Dale was a genius the whole time when he says that he's not.
And then we're going to get to see Santa Anna's artificial leg making its way back to Mexico. unlike real life where it remains in Illinois, where all the Cubs fans can line up and see it.
Absolutely, yep.
Because they're dying for it.
Oh, yeah. I know we all are up here in Canada. We're dying to see Santa Annie's leg.
Yep, definitely. I bet you that if we asked who Santa Ana is, a vast majority of people would have no idea, and those who did would reference this episode.
I think so. I think you're 100% right about that. Yeah.
So we've learned that the shit's hit the fan because someone has stolen the artificial leg, and Hank artificial leg, sorry. And Hank initially blames the children, and he does a classic dad move where he says, "I gotta count to 3, and when I open my eyes, I want to see the leg." And guess what? He ends up seeing the leg.
I absolutely love that. Again, there's a name for the company barbecue. The 2 people with 3 legs.
Oh, the 3-legged race.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's called the 3-legged race. I'm pretty sure.
3-legged race. Yeah. Cotton's so short, he has the artificial leg as he's walking.
Yeah, we learned what they were plotting this whole time, which was a great heist of the artificial leg. And Cotton's plan is to use the artificial leg to broker an agreement with the Mexican government to get a new driver's license.
In real life, this would have probably worked. It would have worked for sure.
Yeah, you know what? And yeah, it is actually not the worst plan.
If Cotton managed to steal Santa Ana's leg and sell it back to the government for the price of just the driver's license, done deal. It'd have been done.
We get one of my favorite quotes of the episode.
They never look in the most obvious place. Colonel, shall we retire to the leg room?
Deal.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
Boy, we miss Johnny Hardwick, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We miss him big time. Fortunately or unfortunately, Hank rats him out and tells him that Cotton stole the leg. But in reality, he hid the leg. He actually stole it from the thief Dale.
Cotton proves his kind tries to murder Dale in front of the police.
Tries to murder with the floss.
Jeez.
Yeah, and Cotton is just pleading his case. And it is heartbreaking to see him dragged away by the police like that. They're taking him to a hospital, which basically seems like an old folks' home.
Oh, God, I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, they're basically prisons for old people. So yeah, Cotton's stuck here. They got him strapped in. And basically the only way that he's going to get out is if either he goes, I can't remember if he goes to jail or something like that, or Hank agrees to watch him 24/7. And obviously none of those are ideal choices.
And Hank is the kind of guy who would be convinced to watch his old man 24/7.
Yeah, he could be convinced. He's got a full-time job, so he can't take away from that. They're trying to hash it out what they're going to do because they both agree, like, there's no way we can watch this guy all of the time. But they end up finding a good workaround because Cotton basically gives up the leg. And because part of the deal was that basically Hank kind of let him on that if they give up the leg, he'd be able to get out of this prison. But unfortunately, Hank's got to break it to him that he can't bust him out. He can't take him home and watch him all the time. So there's only one option. There's only one person who can.
And guess who that person can possibly be?
Who could it be? With a mystery. The mystery is palpable. But yeah, we all know it's Dee Dee. They got this great little gag here where they recreate the time where they met, the sequence of events where they met. They play their song, and Hank gets strategically places, I think, tongue swabs, tongue depressors, whatever the fuck you call those things.
I think they're tongue depressors.
Yeah. And yeah, Cotton says, if anything, your butt's too big. She gives him the look of death. Oh, man. But yeah, they sort it all out, and the status quo is restored. And the leg is returned to the Mexican government. I don't know why they got some one-legged Mexican guy here. Obviously not Santa Ana.
I was just going to say, I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, but anytime I see Cotton Hill, I really do miss the World War II vets and them being around.
Yeah, we're lucky that we got to experience them. But we learned that Cotton kept the leg the whole time, and his scheme to get a driver's license actually worked out, where he traded the Santa Ana leg for a driver's license with the Mexican government.
Of course, Cotton pulls it off.
Yeah, we get a little blurb here about how the leg is still in Illinois, and again, it remains there to this day. If you want to make a stink about it, go bother the political representatives in Illinois, but they've made it clear over the years that it's not going anywhere. They say that it's historically relevant and it's their spoils of war, and yeah, they're not going to send it back to Mexico.
I guess that's their right.
Yeah, whether you agree or disagree, that's up to you. Personally, I don't care one way or the other.
And I don't really give a shit either about Santa's leg.
No. Yeah, definitely an interesting character, though, Santa Anna. He actually constantly changed political parties, too. That was another thing that I thought was interesting, that he would constantly change from the Liberal to the Conservative Party, whichever one he thought would give him the most power. No principles
That's not
whatsoever.
new in the political world.
No, it's not, but he mastered it for sure. Anyway, enough about that guy. What do you think about this episode, Mitch?
I think I'm going to give it rated a lot lower than you. I think
Yeah.
I'm actually going to give it a 6.5.
Wow, really that bad, huh?
I'm not crazy about it.
Okay. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to give it 8.5. I think it's a great...
Holy moly.
Yeah, I think it's a great Dale episode, and it's a great Cotton episode, and it's one I've always remembered. And I think the
You remember this one?
all the time. I always remember the Santa Ana
I
leg.
think that's where we parted ways, because my 6.5 was regarding the fact that I don't remember it that much.
Okay, yeah, I've always remembered the artificial leg.
All right, man. What did the IMDb have to say?
A 7.1, so pretty mediocre.
Pretty much right in between our ratings.
Closer to you than to me, for sure. The next one, oh, you're going to love this one. This is a one built for you, Mitch. Do you want to guess what the next one is?
I probably know it, but anyways, feed it to me.
It's Leanne's Saga. This is the one where Luann's
Oh,
mother comes
God.
back. And
Oh boy.
yeah, it's going to be a good one.
I'm going to start writing the novel preparing for this episode.
Yeah, I hope you join us for next week. And yeah, until that time, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more King of the Hill content.
And let's start the train on sending Santa Anna's leg down to Mexico.
Yeah, let's restart that. Yeah, let's all bother whatever the fucking Illinois governor's name is.
Yeah, to hell with that guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah, to hell with that guy. And get him to send back the leg.
Hey, you Illinois people, I hope you see this. Anyways, okay.
Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Yeah, man, it's like that dang old dead hit the dirt, man.